Parent. Does the word homework instantly trigger a meltdown? Is the moment you ask your child to turn off a screen met with screaming, defiance, or utter misery? You feel like you're fighting a constant war just to get a task done or enforce a simple boundary. This is the most common battleground in the modern home, and it's not a conflict over effort. It's a conflict over dopamine. Your child's brain is literally addicted to the high, immediate rewards of screens and play, and has very little motivation for the low, delayed rewards of schoolwork. You are fighting neuroscience, not laziness. This video, the third in our series, the Co-Regulator, Behavioral and Routine Hacks, reveals the 5 neuro-hacks required to reset your child's attention system. We teach you how to create a neurological bridge between the high reward of screens and the low reward of learning, transforming homework into a manageable task and making screen transitions calm. The neurobiology of focus resistance, the dopamine dilemma. Why is it so hard to focus on homework and so hard to turn off the screen? The dopamine imbalance. Screens deliver a powerful, instantaneous rush of dopamine, the motivation-reward hormone. Homework, by contrast, requires sustained effort for a delayed, often intangible reward, a grade. The brain naturally chooses the high dopamine, low-effort path. Your child is physiologically resistant to the low-reward activity. Executive function drain. Focusing on a complex task like math or reading is mentally exhausting. It requires the prefrontal cortex, PFC, to inhibit impulses and sustain attention. This is a finite resource. When the PFC is tired, after a long school day, resistance to homework is guaranteed. Ventral vagal disconnect. Stress and anxiety, sympathetic activation, instantly shut down the PFC's ability to focus. If the homework environment is tense or critical, the brain prioritizes survival over learning, making concentration impossible. The learning environment must signal ventral vagal safety. The solution is not to demand compliance, but to manage the dopamine flow and the executive function load. Hack 1. The Dopamine Bridge Protocol, connecting reward systems. The hack: since you cannot make homework intrinsically as rewarding as screens, you must connect the two activities, making the high-reward activity contingent upon completing the low-reward activity. The work becomes the bridge to the desired reward. The application, the sequencing contract. Rule: the high dopamine activity, screens play, is the end point, not the starting point. It must follow the sustained focus task, homework. The contract dialogue. First, we activate the brain with 20 minutes of math, the bridge. When the math timer is done, the brain gets its reward, 30 minutes of tablet time. You choose the 20 minutes of math, I choose the reward time. This gives the child control over the initial task, enhancing buy-in. Key timing. The work period must be clearly defined and followed immediately by the reward. The brain is more motivated when the reward is certain and near. This hacks the motivational system by linking effort directly to pleasure. Hack 2. The attention interval, managing executive function. Fatigue. The hack. The PFC cannot maintain intense focus for long periods, especially after a long school day. Asking for 60 minutes of uninterrupted work guarantees a meltdown at the 15-minute mark. The attention interval breaks work into short, intense bursts, followed by a required non-screen high-movement break. The application, the movement break timer. Protocol: use a specialized timer, like the Pomodoro technique, but simplified. Set the timer for 15 minutes of focus, followed by 5 minutes of required movement. The movement break. The break must activate the ventral vagal system through physical activity. Jumping jacks, push-ups, running around the house once, stretching. This literally shakes off the sympathetic stress and refreshes the PFC's executive function reserves. The dialogue. We are doing 15 minutes of hard focus. When the timer goes off, we have to do 5 minutes of silly jumping. This helps your brain reload. This reframes the break as essential brain maintenance, not a distraction. Hack 3. The choice versus control shift, Enhancing autonomy. The hack. Resistance to tasks often stems from a feeling of total control by the parent. The choice versus. Control shift gives the child autonomy over how they engage with the task, not if the task happens. Autonomy engages the PFC and lowers sympathetic resistance. The application. The decision matrix. Offer two equally acceptable choices regarding the setting or the sequence. Avoid, start your math now. Zero choice, high resistance. Use, decision matrix. Setting. Do you want to do the homework at the kitchen table or on the beanbag chair today? Sequence. Do you want to do the hard math questions first to get them out of the way, or start with the easy reading? The neuro effect. By allowing the child to feel like they are managing the task, their own PFC engages in the planning process. The emotional energy that would have been spent fighting the parent is instead channeled into making the decision and starting the work. Hack 4. The physical unload, priming for concentration. The hack. Children arrive home from school in one of two states: total sympathetic stress, high energy, anxiety, or dorsal vagal shutdown, exhaustion, avoidance. Neither state is conducive to focus. The physical unload is a required 15-20 minute transition period using movement to return the nervous system to the calm, focused ventral vagal state. The application, the decompression hour. Protocol. Immediately after school, require a physical activity that is free of demands. This could be unstructured backyard play, a walk, or listening to music while coloring. The rule: no homework, no screen demands, no heavy conversation during this period. The only goal is to allow the nervous system to process the day's stress and return to baseline. Attempting to force focus before this neural decompression guarantees resistance. The brain needs a physical reset button pressed before it can switch into learning mode. Hack 5. The screen sanctuary, the dopamine crash prevention. The hack. The most difficult transition is shutting down the screen, which causes a rapid drop in dopamine, the dopamine crash, leading to a meltdown. The screen sanctuary creates a ritualized, predictable ending that honors the reward system while setting a firm boundary. The application, the one last level countdown. Warning, the predictable signal. Give a clear, non-negotiable warning 5 minutes before the end, framed as a choice. 5 minutes left. Do you want to finish the level you're on, or start a new game knowing you won't finish it? Gives autonomy. The ritual exit. When the time is up, the parent should physically transition the child by offering a high-connection activity immediately after the screen turns off, e.g., screen off. Let's go pick out the book for your amygdala story tonight. The parent becomes the immediate source of the next, less intense reward. The sanctuary. The screen is stored out of sight, physically ending the temptation. The boundary is clear, the transition is connected, and the meltdown is averted. Conclusion: you are the attention architect. You have now built the third essential pillar of routine mastery. By applying the 5 Neuro-Hacks, the dopamine bridge, the attention interval, the choice versus control shift, the physical unload, and the screen sanctuary, you stop fighting technology and start managing your child's attention system. You move from the frustrated policeman to the strategic attention architect. This completes the first block of our new series, the Co-Regulator, Behavioral and Routine Hacks. You have mastered morning, evening, and focus battles. Click the subscribe button and stay tuned for the next phase of the series, where we will dive into sibling rivalry and emotional coaching.